Driving that train high on cocaine. Casey Jones, you better watch your speed. As I record this, the toxic plume from the February 3rd train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, has gone down the Ohio River and is hitting Cincinnati. And that plume, as the Washington Post calls it, is not just in the water table. On February 5th, authorities decided to blow up a few of the tankers that were still on fire that sent a toxic plume into the atmosphere so it could drift on over middle America. And I feel this episode 84 of the Doom Planet podcast about East Palestine, Ohio. I'm an Ohio boy, so I know something about the state. And I feel very sorry for all these residents, regardless of if they voted for Trump or not, and most of them did. This is catastrophic. It's not Chernobyl. There's a nuke plant in Cleveland nearby. If that went up, if that melted down, that would be Chernobyl. But this is catastrophic. Of course, the Biden administration recently moved to crush the railroad workers' unions. They wanted even 1 day of sick time, 1 day a year, and some other things. Vinyl chloride and butyl acrylate were the primary chemicals released in the crash, Ohio EPA spokesman James Lee told the Washington Post. When vinyl chloride burns, it releases hydrogen chloride and phosgene. In addition, ethyl hexyl acrylate and ethylene glycol monobutyl ether also leaked from the train cars, according to a Norfolk Southern document posted by the EPA. All 6 of those chemicals can be harmful to humans. And of course, when you burn a combination of these chemicals and send a bunch of it up into the atmosphere, that can't be good either. That creates apparently PCBs, polychlorinated biphenyls, and other long-term forever chemicals, cancer-causing, carcinogenic, poison. And these people are having town halls in East Palestine, wondering what to do. And unfortunately, what are you going to do? No one's going to buy your house now. All the bad actors in this tragedy are so despicable that I don't want to dwell on them here. I want to talk about some of the people in East Palestine. I mean, you got Trump is visiting next week. He helped deregulate the railroads, pushing back some mild Obama-era reforms. You had sickening sociopath J.D. Vance visiting. The Shaw, this white devil, $40 million a year CEO of Norfolk Southern Railroad, might be visiting, although representatives from the railroad did not attend a recent town hall citing security concerns. And yeah, if I was a resident of East Palestine, I'd have lost faith in all these government officials. Let's not even mention Pete Buttigieg, transportation secretary. These people don't give a shit about you. They'll come for the photo op, but Trump doesn't give a shit about you. Biden doesn't give a shit about you. The government, after Citizens United, is just full of dark money and corrupt money that basically means corporations call the shots. I think people realize that. I mean, they do have the internet. People might not realize that much of Ohio is Appalachia, including here in the northeast Ohio on the Pennsylvania border. That means resource extraction and pollution and poverty. And by the way, the Ohio River, before this accident, was one of the most polluted rivers, if not the most polluted river in the United States. They're doing water quality testing along the Ohio River as this poison flows down. And I remember some of these names like Belpre, Ohio, just kind of a deindustrialized, tiny town. People live in poverty. There might be a couple chemical plants still there, oil refineries. There are around 15 restaurants, I guess you could say, in East Palestine. Dairy Queen, Pizza Hut, Subway, and McDonald's. That's going to be your fast food places there. Then you have the Dairy Mill, 2 pizza places, Pizza Joe's and Katza's Pizza. You got a shitty Chinese restaurant like in every American small town, China Cafe. State Line Tavern serves some food. And my favorite, Dogs on the Run. It's like a hot dog and burrito place. Not great. I grew up in Athens, a population of 30,000 as opposed to East Palestine's 5. Most of those are college students that come and go. And so there is a university there, and beautiful actually, and some culture and whatnot. And East Palestine doesn't have that. They have, there's no government employment there really to speak of. I don't think the mayor, and we'll get to him, this is a side hustle for him. It's a part-time job. So we got, a dozen restaurants and almost 24 churches. You got there's a Catholic church. Ooh, that's radical. A Lutheran church. That's some hippies. And a Methodist, Presbyterian, Jehovah's Witness, Church of Christ, Evangelical Methodist, Nazarene, United Methodist. You get the idea. I mean, I live in Seattle. I'm lucky. Moved away from this. But where are you going to go? I mean, these people, what if someone like me is in East Palestine now? They can't sell their house for any amount of money. And truth be told, no one should be living in this town. I mean, the government should step in. Biden should declare a state of emergency. They should step in. This is Love Canal. They need to abandon the town and do what is, a forced relocation of the population. It's not like this is the first time we've seen that. It certainly won't be the last. Before the catastrophe, someone bought a house, 193 South Market Street, East Palestine, $28,500. 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,500 square feet. Before Seattle people get into a conniption over this, the picture shows that it's clearly a teardown. However, on February 14th, unlucky Valentine's Day, a house on 451 Alice Street. Again, if this train had derailed just half a mile sooner than it did, it would be in the middle of this town. Right now, it ended up being in the outskirts of the town. $150,000 for a beautiful looking 3-bedroom, 1.5-bath, charming house. But, buyer's remorse. What are you going to do? We all know our government has been captured by corporate interests, and saw some cruelty on Twitter about these are Trump voters and they deserve this kind of crap, which is ridiculous. No one should trust the government at this point. Here, the Ohio Environmental Protection Agency, East Palestine train derailment information, public drinking water testing results. These preliminary results we have received so far confirmed that, as Mayor Conaway has said, there is no indication of risk to East Palestine public water customers. The latest water sampling results of the Ohio River by the Ohio River Valley Water Sanitation Commission indicate no butyl acrylate is being detected. In addition, no vinyl chloride has been detected in the Ohio River. That right there is a false statement. The Ohio River is polluted with tons of all of those things. A lot of videos floating around of dead animals and sheen on the water. And I don't know, to the Washington Post, to the extent they can be trusted since it's owned by an oligarch, posted one of these videos. Someone throws a rock into a creek and all this, rainbow petroleum sheen pops up. Just sickening. Again, this stuff, a lot of these things don't go away. But of course, I trust the Ohio Emergency Management Association. This is their update from the 17th of February. That's yesterday, as I record this. Governor Mike DeWine provided the following updates regarding East Palestine today. Ohio will set up a medical clinic in East Palestine to engage with residents, evaluate symptoms. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services will send federal officials to East Palestine to support the clinic. We know the science says that East Palestine is safe, but we also know that residents are very worried, said DeWine. They're asking themselves, is my headache just a headache, or is it a result of the chemical spill? These are very legitimate questions. Emotional support. The Ohio Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services is supporting the County Alcohol, Drug, and Mental Health Board to ensure residents know what resources are available. More information will be available soon at this web link. That's helpful. Air monitoring. 20 air monitors strategically located throughout the community by the U.S. EPA and an independent contractor continue to monitor outdoor air. Residential well sampling. Although test results from East Palestine's municipal water source have determined drinking water is safe to drink, you have to be kidding me. That is completely insane. There's not one person in this town that thinks the water is safe to drink.
These families just want answers. They want to know if their home is safe, and they wanted those answers Wednesday night.
Yes, it could happen in a couple towns down from us, but it happened to us. A small village that is a strong village, that everybody helps everybody, and you've destroyed it.
The Village of East Palestine's 2022 annual report reveals some fun facts about this small town. And again, I live somewhere fabulous. That doesn't mean people can't be happy living in a small town with 3 times as many churches as there are restaurants. I mean, that's just the way it is for people. People, they have families and loved ones and dogs and meaningful careers, some of them. And, it's all good. I'm not mocking this. Budget $6 million for the town. There is a police pension fund levy and, of course, a police general levy for $127,000. 20 graves were sold, and there were 31 burials and 15 vaulted corpses, 16 cremations. East Palestine Police Department annual report. The East Palestine Police Department is committed to protecting the lives, property, and rights of all people who live in or visit the village. Yeah, of course they do. 19 assaults, 10 burglaries, 52 domestic violence, 77 drug offenses, 242 cases of human trafficking. So that's the number one in the crime data. other than traffic citations. 51 car crashes in 2022. Focus established in 2021 to combat human trafficking through enforcement of prostitution laws. Wow, what's going on with the prostitutes in East Palestine? Like, you'd think they'd really stand out. There's a child endangering, one case, fraud, one case, felony theft. So not much going on, but I guarantee there's a lot of cops and they take up a bunch of the budget. Not a lot of crime. But cops are so useful. Community policing information. Sergeant Moore continues to instruct DARE for 6th grade students. Isn't that an anti-drug campaign from the 80s? Canine certifications for the vicious dogs they need. Participation in the click it or ticket and drive sober or get pulled over campaigns. Provided traffic control for the Memorial Day service at the park. This is what we need cops for. Provided traffic control for the annual turkey trot. So we see the turkey trot over on Facebook. It's charming. It's a, race on a brisk morning. A bunch of happy white people. They're bringing their dogs, and it's just fairly milquetoast and normal and fun. And if there's anyone left in this town, who is going to be there for the next turkey trot? I'm not saying everyone in the town will die by next year as a result of this, horrific train derailment. No, it's going to take years or decades for them to get horrible cancers and other horrible health effects associated with getting poisoned by this stuff. Very useful. And again, mark my words, these cops are going to be involved in some nastiness coming up here. Their jobs just got really hard. Cops in East Palestine also provided security for homecoming, football games, volleyball matches. And they continue to receive government surplus equipment at little or no cost to the village. In the COP section of this annual report, in honor of all federal, state, and local officers killed or disabled in the line of duty, this page, total line of duty deaths, 228. Does that mean for 2022? 9/11 related illness, 4. Automobile crash, 32. Gunfire, 64. COVID-19, 73.
Bad decisions.
Officer Sattler continues the SRO program for the 2023 school year. School resource officers. So there's cops in this tiny school in East Palestine. Money seized or forfeited as the result of criminal activity year to date. $420. This is too sad to read much of. East Palestine Water and Wastewater Department year-end report. Damn. Maintained distribution system and took care of water plant on a daily basis. The Moore Lane Water Tower was the biggest project for 2022. This included complete restoration of the water tower. It was drained and out of service for 7 weeks. Contractors sandblasted and coated the inside of the tower. This is beneficial to providing clean, safe drinking water to residents.
Are we really safe? Is our water safe? You destroyed our town. Why?
I think disaster capitalism is about to hit East Palestine. Contractors coming in from all over to do shit funded by the government.
Is our water safe?
The water plant got upgraded with a new pump. This is the best producing well of the 5 wells the village uses to supply water to residents. Okay, so the village uses wells to supply water to the residents. I think this helped make me what I am today, this isolation in a small town. You have to turn inward and use your imagination and dream big, right? So in East Palestine in 2022, 2 permits were issued for new construction and 14 permits for fences, 3 for commercial signs. Remember the old days, Ohio, when you could have a decent job at a steel mill and afford to buy a house and a car or maybe a little motorboat? Maybe the kids even got into college somehow. Yeah, that's over. I'm reminded of those sweet times reading the obituary of Jack E. Cook Sr., born 1934, died July 29th, 2022, age 87. Jack was born in Climax, Pennsylvania, died in hospice. Veteran of the Air Force, served in the Korean War. It's where we murdered a third of the population. He was a member of the East Palestine American Legion Post, the VFW. He worked for Youngstown Sheet and Tube for 30 years. Imagine having a job where they let you work there for 30 years. Bet he had a pension, too. These things don't exist in Ohio anymore. Before working as a, quote, oversized load escort for Snowflake Escort Service. Not sure what that is, but again, apparently East Palestine has a huge prostitution problem. He was an avid outdoorsman who loved camping, hunting, fishing at Lake Erie. Before the EPA in the 70s, Lake Erie was on fire. This guy was probably old enough to do some fire fishing. He was a huge Steelers fan, and he loved professional wrestling, and he loved his family, and he loved traveling. This guy hit the sweet spot. You know, growing up in Ohio now, no matter how hard you work or how much you suck up to power, you're never going to have this life.
Dad, why did you bring me to a gay steel mill?
I don't know. We work hard. We play hard.
Welcome back to Wake Up America Weekend. It's been more than 2 weeks since that devastating train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, that sent toxic chemicals into the air and possibly in the water, leaving residents questioning whether they should even drink that water.
Everybody's worried. It's an ongoing situation that we have to keep our foot on, and there's definitely health concerns. Maybe not right now, but for the long term, what exactly is going to happen? So.
Yeah.
Trent Conaway, mayor of East Palestine, who you just heard there, in over his head a bit with this disaster, but seems to be performing well under the circumstances long term. I don't think it's going to work out for him. Trent is kind of a stereotypical Ohio guy. He's overweight, white guy, ruddy-cheeked, unattractive, and being mayor is his side hustle, or it was up until now. He works for Thermotech, and he works for the branch of Thermotech. It's like a franchise, sells auto parts and crap. Thermotech is an Ohio-based, industrial company. They make some toxic shit. Heavy-duty spray adhesive and high-heat spray coating. Do not want to inhale that. I am excited to see what happens when and if Donald Trump visits, and how Trent receives him. Guessing Trent's kind of a Trump guy. Most of the people in this area are. On the city council, J. Douglas Simpson, give him some credit. He's not a Trump guy. And calling someone a re-Trumplican on Twitter, and mocking Jim Jordan for his concern about the crisis. A recent councilman resigned amid sex charges. God, this prostitution thing in East Palestine. Mayor Trent Conaway announced that Councilman Flay Stewart resigned from council Monday. This is in 2021. He appeared in Columbiana County Court regarding charges for engaging in prostitution and possessing criminal tools. He's required to be evaluated for treatment for impulse control and to attend an education program aimed at preventing sex for hire. He responded to an advertisement on a known escort website and attempted to hire an adult female for sex. The ad was created by the Mahoning Valley Human Trafficking Task Force. Stewart requested sexual relations in exchange for $100. So it's a sting where the cops have nothing better to do than bust people for prostitution, which should be fucking legal anyway.
I'm Chelsea Spears. A major human trafficking bust is being unveiled this afternoon in Youngstown. Dozens of people are now arrested. 27 First News senior reporter Jerry Ricciuti is live explaining the undercover sex sting from across the valley. Jerry.
Chelsea, 20 men from all around the area, including western Pennsylvania and as far...
Another East Palestine council member who might not be a Trump publican is Dr. Jessica Rocco. She's a chiropractor and has a BA in psychology. And everything we do influences our mind, body, and spirit. I'm an avid CrossFitter. Yeah, okay, so public Facebook pages. Yeah, Mark Gordon. Prayers for my hometown. Link to Fox News. Picture of Blackberry Cobbler. A Tucker Carlson share from Fox News reporting on the derailment. That's great. I mean, yeah, Biden has been president for 2 years, but this is an issue of capital. This is an issue of markets. This is an issue of, squeezing every last bit of profit out of this, our decaying system. The CEO, again, of Norfolk Southern is a cretin. He makes, $40 million a year. This guy, Mark Gordon, doesn't understand that. Jake Faulkner works for the oil industrial complex. He's a car dealer at Columbiana Cadillac, Buick, Chevrolet, and a bunch of pictures of cars he sold. Congratulations, Lowell, on the purchase of your new GMC Sierra 1500 Duramax Turbo Diesel. Yeah, too bad it doesn't run on phosgene. Don Wynn lives in Palestine, Ohio. In his photos, you see a flag. When tyranny becomes law, rebellion becomes duty. And then there's a picture of 2 automatic weapons and a pistol and some ammo and 2 cartridges on a dining room table. Wow, dude, that's impressive. Bunch of pictures of Don's baby grandchild, I guess it is, interspersed with pictures of guns, cars. Trent Conaway. Again, this is his public-facing page. Profile picture, EP Strong with a paw print. I guess that means because the high school team are the Bulldogs. Same as where I grew up in Athens, Ohio. A lot of Bulldog teams in Ohio. It's a big state. Assistant plant manager at Thermotech, right? Yesterday, he posted a infographic from the Ohio Department of Health. Information on odors, fumes, personal health, animal health, train derailment incident hotline, family assistance center phone number, residential testing hotline. We've got some comments on his page. Please check your messages. I'd like to speak with you about getting bottles of water to your community. And then Leslie Sendek posts an infographic. Hemp detoxifies the soil, etc. Steve Karen posts, Trent Conaway, tell Trump to stay away. He doesn't care about the tragedy. He's only coming for his own photo ops. Yeah. East Palestine strong. And then, okay, dude. So 2 days ago, he reposts something from Norfolk Southern Corporation, the arch enemy of the town where he is mayor. Norfolk Southern 3 days ago. As you return home, assistance and testing are available. Call the residential reentry request hotline. It's a beautiful picture of a sunset over a small town. Maybe that's some Getty Images, something, and the wires of these telephone poles are reflected in the sunset. Sending you prayers, wishes, and positive thoughts. You are in a nightmare right now. Get some medical attention right away, says Dave Davis. Those chemicals may delay your inevitable heart attack from morbid obesity. Wow, that's mean, but partially true. Hey, Trent, the federal EPA was on site day 2. How dare you say that's a tricky one when asked? Let me guess, you voted for the absent Republican governor? Where is your outrage? Just a thought. Invite Prez Biden and Pete Butt so they could inhale the air that is being identified as being safe. Offer them a drink of water from a faucet and see if they drink it, Obama style, Flint, Michigan, where he fake drank the fake water that wasn't actually tap water. Damn, Trent, you have a big job ahead of you. Going back in time on East Palestine Mayor Trent Conaway's Facebook page, November 28th, 2022. Do any of my friends know anyone who works at Universal Refractories in Wampum? I'm trying to recruit people. Wow, that's a Rust Belt Facebook post. Universal Refractories is like clay, a foundry that works with clay, makes industrial materials. Yeah, Trent, not the most sophisticated guy. I mean, just a normal guy. June 12th, 2021. So first, I want to say that I don't want opinions on vaccines. I wasn't going to get it, and my wife convinced me otherwise. Here he's posting from the Daily Wire. So all the campaign promises he made about COVID are not true, huh? Who'd of thought? It's an article about Biden, and then someone, Dave Kibler, with a East Palestine strong Facebook profile picture. Anyone who voted for this relic of socialism is a fool. I'm afraid to go too far back in time on Trent Conaway's Facebook, public Facebook page. Here's from December 27th, 2020. He's writing, truth, ! And the meme is, can people in Flint, Michigan drink the water yet? Wondering before we send money to Pakistan for gender studies. Okay, I decided I don't like this fucker. I gave him the benefit of the doubt because he was somewhat eloquent, dealing with the media for the first time in his life. During the firestorm of coverage, he's done a decent job for who he is. On April 23rd, 2016, Trent Conaway posts on Facebook a logo, and the logo is Friends of Coal. Oh, but it gets better. January 21st, 2017, as Trump was coming into office. Trent posts this graphic. It's the logo for the United States Environmental Protection Agency. and there's a red letters over it that says under new management.
Ask a group of railroad engineers to build a better mousetrap, and they will. Challenged with reimagining how to inspect railroad tracks, Norfolk Southern engineers delivered. They developed and are now testing an autonomous track inspection system that positions NS as an industry leader in technology that will enhance the safety and efficiency of rail operations.
Podcast shout out.
Hey everybody, it's Alex, host of the Doomed Planet podcast, but also the brand new Bad Billionaires podcast. I encourage you to look that up. Okay, this has been Doomed Planet episode 84, talking about Trent Conaway, who in a meme posted well before the tragedy that overtook his town, expressed empathy for the citizens of Flint, Michigan, while also showing anti-trans bigotry and anti-Muslim, anti-Global South hatred.
We're trying to get information out to our citizens. Everybody's concerned. I'm concerned. But, it's not Norfolk Southern here. It's the EPA, the people that have been working with us, trying to get our citizens back into their homes safe. That's what we need right now. We need our citizens to feel safe in their own home. I don't care about giving reports on TV. I want you all safe. I want my citizens. I want this. I don't want 50 cameras around me. I want to be watching a basketball game here, watching my kids play in this gym. People keep forgetting. I'm a local politician. I live in this town. I don't live somewhere else making decisions from Columbus or Washington, D.C. I live in East Palestine. I live 2 blocks from here. I live 2 blocks from the train tracks.
WFMJ, Youngstown, Ohio. Officials drink water in East Palestine during Husted visit. A video posted to Husted's Twitter shows him along with various officials drinking the village's water. Friday, February 17th, 2023. There's a picture. It's a really fat guy drinking the water there. In response to concerns from East Palestine residents regarding the quality of water in the village, officials gathered together to drink the water for themselves during a visit from Ohio Lieutenant Governor John Husted. A video posted to Husted's Twitter shows him along with various officials, including Ohio EPA Director Anne Vogel, Fire Chief Keith Drabick, Police Chief James Brown, Mayor Trent Conaway, and Valley Congressman Bill Johnson drinking the village's water. This is unbelievable. The video shows the water coming out of a faucet. The water is safe, and they are working around the clock to keep it that way, the tweet read. During a press conference Friday, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine assured residents who receive water from the village's municipal system that they do not need to drink bottled water and that the water is safe to drink. Trent Conaway, you are a fucking piece of shit. I feel sorry for you, nevertheless.
Find out more at doomedplanet.com. Goodbye.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Goodbye. This is the end of the song.
Wow.
Look at all that.
Look at it.
It's all in the bottom of the creek bed.
There are literally hundreds of dead fish, all coming from the one creek that's coming from the the wreckage. That fish in this one is actually probably about a foot long, so it's not just the little ones. And then you see a bunch of little ones scattered around it.